Hello my beautiful friends and welcome back. Am I happy to see you? What a bloody day I have had. I'm having one of those days where every single human I have come into contact with has managed to piss me off in one form, way or another. And I don't know if it's like a me problem or if it's a them problem. So I thought I would channel all of my frustration into these unpopular opinions, and I thought we would crack open this cute little bottle of Prosecco that has been sitting in my room for today's video, because I think I deserve this today. I think I deserve this. Oh, we've got a little popper. Have we? Oh no. Okay, that was really underwhelming. And I am aware that it doesn't look like my face matches my body on camera, but I promise it does in person. Quite frankly, at this point in the day, I really don't care. I also have no clean wine glasses, so I am drinking it out of, I don't even know what kind of glass you'd call this. What kind of glass is this? But yeah, okay, so I asked for your unpopular opinions over on Instagram. So I've got some of yours, some of mine, and we're going to chat through them and be a little bit problematic, because if there is a day I'm ready to be problematic, it is today. There are screaming kids outside. Okay. Not in the mood for screaming kids today. Unpopular opinion number 1. Okay, so we use beauty products for sex purposes all the time. Why shouldn't it work the other way around? Why can we not use our sex toys as beauty products? And this is where I would like to thank WeVibe for sponsoring today's video. So WeVibe is an intimate pleasure brand who are famous for making products that enhance intimacy and sex. So this is the Touch X, the magic multitasker, and this has been designed to be super versatile. It's multifunctional. So first and foremost, this can obviously be used as a vibrator. So it's got 8 intensity levels. So I'll let you hear. It's super quiet as well, which is absolutely amazing. It's waterproof, and then it also has a travel lock. Oh, it's like going off on me here. Relax! Which means that it won't just start vibrating while it's in your bag or if you're traveling with it around. Whereas a lot of vibrators don't actually have a travel lock. Would you know? So not only can this be used as a vibrator, but it also doubles up as a beauty product. So you can also use this to like depuff your eyes as like a full facial massage with some serum or some mist or something. And you can also use it to put on concealer, foundation. Like, it really is multifunctional. And you might be sat there like, Jessica, I would never use a sex toy and put it on my face. But this is my point. You use beauty products as sex toys all the time, and when it comes down to it, our sex toys are probably the cleanest thing we own. I genuinely cannot remember the last time I washed my makeup brushes. However, I do wash my vibrators after every single use. When we break it down, the idea that something we've used intimately shouldn't be used for anything other than intimate use is frankly a regressive one that feeds into this unhealthy idea that our intimacy is something that we should compartmentalize and something that we should be ashamed of. If you're not ashamed about using your makeup brush as a vibrator, why should you be ashamed about using your vibrator, which is probably one of the cleanest things you own, as a beauty tool? Obviously, you're not going to be there intimately using it and then run into the bathroom like, oh wait, need to depuff these eyes. But once it's been cleaned, there is absolutely nothing to be ashamed of, and we love a multifunctional product when it comes to every other category. So why the hell not sex toys? And a huge pro to this product is you can store it out in open sight. You can store this in the bathroom because it is a beauty product as well. So if anybody's asking, you're like, yeah, it's a facial massager. I use it for my skincare. Nobody's going to question you. If you're a private person, this is the baby for you. Moving on. So all men are not trash. There is a super popular opinion that all men are trash. You can find it no matter what part of the internet you go to. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere you go, you know, there is some kind of narrative where all men are trash, and I cannot stand the generalization. How can you generalize a whole ass gender? How can you do that? If a man was to sit there and say all women are trash just because he's had a handful of shitty experiences with women, I'd be so fucking angry. Like, so angry. It's like, how can you judge a whole gender based off a handful of bad experiences? I have had so many bad experiences with men, but you want to know what? I've also had so many bad experiences with women. People are shitty. People can be trash. You cannot generalize a whole ass gender, and I'm so sick of seeing it. Like, I understand if a man has broken your heart, it can kind of, you know, make you feel a little bit better being like, oh, men are trash, da 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 da. But as a whole, people are just trash. Like, I'd say you've got 50% of people who are shitty and 50% of people who are good. Okay, maybe that's being a bit generous. Maybe 60-40. No, but really, like, I just hate, I can't stand it. Like, can we just stop? Can we just leave a whole gender alone? Like, why can't you just say John is trash? Or Michael is trash? Why has it got to be all men? Because I know some great men, and just like I know some great women, but I also know some shitty ass women. I just think humans can be shit, but they can also be great. Celebrities are not your children's parents. If I see one more mother on Facebook blaming Cardi B for how little Sarah is acting, I'm going to throw a punch. It's like, babe, you are responsible for what your children are being exposed to. You know, you cannot blame Cardi B because you want to shove your child in the corner with an iPad with no parental control. That's not Cardi's fault. That is actually your fault, because your child shouldn't be having access. They shouldn't be gaining access to these things that are influencing them, because children are literal sponges. They soak up everything they're around, and that's not your child's fault. I don't agree with the death penalty whatsoever. Why? I genuinely feel like the death penalty is the easiest way out you could ever receive. Like, why do you deserve to ruin so many people's lives and then you just get to die? Like, how easy is that? You don't have to suffer the consequences. You don't have to deal with what you've actually done. I genuinely don't think the death penalty should be a thing. I feel like you should rot in prison. And I don't say that lightly. Like, I feel like if you have caused that much pain and disturbance in people's lives, you deserve to live with that for the rest of your life. Why do you get an easy way out? Cancel culture and appropriate consequences for your actions are not the same thing, honey. And I'm sorry to break it to you. If I see one more content creator get called out for doing some shitty things and then just blame it on cancel culture, you're just trying to cancel me. It's like, no. Sometimes you need to be held accountable for your actions. And just because you have a following does not mean you get out of this one. Like, nah. Like, I hate the way there's so many people out there with a following who think that they can get away with things just because they have the following. Do you know what I mean? Like, they somehow think they're superior to other people because they have a few followers online. Like, you're not a celebrity. You just aren't. One of you sent this in and I laughed so much when I read it because I was like, nail on the head. It's not hot when a guy cleans. It's the bare minimum and you're with the wrong guy. And I've been so guilty of this in the past. We're not in a world anymore where women stay at home and they cook and they clean and they take care of the kids and the men go out and work. We're now in a day and age where we also go out and work and we're also the breadwinners, you know, and it's very 50-50. So if you're also working, why should you be the one expected to come home, cook and clean, take care of the kids? No, honey. He should be helping you clean, at least. Maybe he doesn't cook, you know, we'll let him off with that one, but he should at least be helping you with the load. It's bare minimum. You know, we're living in 2021. It's not hot. He should be cleaning. He should be giving his help around the house. These next two were sent in by you guys as well. So, dicks are not the best thing about sex. I would wholeheartedly agree. Orgasms are obviously the best thing about sex through and through. And the next one is ejaculate tastes nice. Now, I wouldn't go as far as to say it tastes nice, but it's grand. It's grand, like, honestly. I think some people are more bothered by the consistency more so than the taste. I mean, there's not a very strong taste off it. Oh, girl. Oh my god, another one sent in from me. As a girl, I don't understand the toilet seat thing. Couldn't care less. It takes 1 second to put it how you want it. So basically saying you don't mind if a fella leaves the toilet seat up. And I get what you're saying, right? I totally get what you're saying, but I'm going to have to disagree with you. And maybe it's just the way I was brought up. And I think it comes down to how you're brought up with a lot of things. Like, so I grew up with my dad and my brother in the house. and I never once, and this is hand on my heart, walked into the toilet where the seat was up. So I genuinely feel like I got to the age when I realised that men peed standing up. I was like really shocked because I wasn't aware of it for a very long time. So maybe that's what it comes down for me, is like my mum always bet it into my dad and my mum that it's just respecting. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just respectful to leave the toilet how you found it. Like, we all shit sitting down, so surely that's the fair way to leave it. Like, if we all use it sitting down anyway. We don't use it when it's up, but you do use it when it's down. Do you know, that's the kind of thought process behind it. So I'm going to have to disagree with you, but I'd actually love to know, are most people on your side or are they on my side? I think platforms should stick to what they know. I think OnlyFans is being so stupid for moving away from sex work. I think Instagram is being stupid to try and turn it into a video app. Why don't platforms just stick with what they know? OnlyFans has built its name, like, around being, you know, for sex workers and for porn, etc. So I just don't understand why they're trying to change it. Just like Instagram was built as a photo app and now they're trying to turn it into a video app. It's like, honey, YouTube's a video app. It's like OnlyFans is now trying to turn into like a Patreon. But there's already Patreon. So stick with what you know. Stick with what you're good at. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that whole thing with Stephen Bear, but the long and the short of it is, I don't even know how long ago, I think it was like a year ago, but he was basically with some girl that was in Love Island before, and they were in a relationship, and he had cameras all around his house, and he got her in a position where them having sex would be recorded, and then he released it to his OnlyFans without her knowing. So that is revenge porn. But now he's got like a new girlfriend, and he started posting like clips from his OnlyFans to Twitter, and I just don't think Twitter should allow nudity, because oh my god, I'm actually traumatized. Like, let's just say he posted some very explicit things on Twitter and they popped up on my page because they got like millions of views, and I'm just like, do you realize how young of people there are on Twitter? Like, I didn't realize that there's like a whole section of Twitter that is basically just porn. Twitter. I'm just like, what is going on? Like, why? Like, that's just not right, I don't think. I think you can have a Twitter account from 13 years of age. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's one thing if you're going searching porn, but it's another thing if you're just on an app and you're not actually looking for that, and then that's going to be thrown in your face. Like, I just feel like Twitter should really look at its, like, terms and conditions and what they allow people to post, because I have ended up down that Twitter hole without meaning to. Just these things popping up my feed, and I'm like, whoa. I was just coming on for some funny memes. I was just coming on because I wanted to have a giggle. And here I am having someone's dick shoved in my face. Like, I don't understand inviting people to events who you are not close to, who you don't talk to regularly, who aren't part of your life, and especially people who you don't like. Let's take weddings, for example. My wedding is not going to be a family reunion. Let's just put it that way. You're only coming to my wedding if you were part of my life. If we speak, if we interact, like, what the hell? I see people inviting people to events that they don't even like. It shouldn't be a family reunion. It should be, you know, a celebration with people you love and adore, and they love and adore you. I'm really on one today. I'm like, okay, so I personally think that the ick, do you know that famous ick? Like, people are always like, oh, this gives me the ick, this gives me the ick, or people do whole ass YouTube videos and podcasts on the ick. I personally think the ick has been created as an excuse for people to just tear other people down over personal preferences. Right? Hear me out. We all have turn-ons and turn-offs. We all have personal preferences. We all have opinions. We all have things we do and don't like. But to say that, like, a certain outfit or a hat or a certain haircut gives you the ick, like, no, babe. You're just using that as an excuse to tear people to shreds, when really all it is a turn off. Like, I'm sorry now, there are some icks that you're like, okay, they're really funny. And initially it started as a really funny thing, but however, I have come across some things where people are, you know, the things that people are saying they're getting the ick from actually disgust me. I just don't understand why people have to have a go at normal things humans do. Like, there's always going to be things that turn you off, but to just generalize, I don't know. So I've heard a lot of people talking about masks, or more so giving out about masks lately, because so many people are now vaccinated. People are like, why do we still have to wear masks, yada yada yada, like giving out about it. Well, masks have actually grown to be my bestie. Like, they're like my little comfort blanket now. Like, me and my anxiety love the masks. Like, it puts another layer between me and another human. Like, how can I not love that? Like, at the beginning, I hated wearing masks because I felt so claustrophobic and I felt like I couldn't breathe, and it was just like a whole thing to get used to. Whereas now, unless I have makeup on, which is probably only like 1 out of the 7 days, that's the only day I don't like the mask, because if I put a mask on when I've got makeup on, my lipstick is now up on my nose and my top lip and I'm looking like a whole ass clown. But for the most part, I love putting the mask on because it just covers most of my face. Like, I love it. I feel like I'm incognito. Like, I feel like I'm going around the shop and I'm like, na 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 na, and I just feel like no one can see me. I can't stand the everything white when it comes to flat decorating, hospital vibes. This is another one from you guys, and I couldn't agree more. Do you know what I cannot stand is when a house doesn't look like it's been lived in. Like, it just doesn't. It's like walking into an Airbnb. Like, you see a lot of really famous YouTubers having houses like that, and it's just not my vibe. Like, I know some people might see things on a little table or something as clutter, but I just think it looks like humans live there and it gives a character. But yeah, like, I like the kind of white walls, etc., but then you put colour on the walls, put colour around the room. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, bring the room to life with your furniture and with your decor. Another one from you guys, I really don't get the hype around celebrities. I just don't care. Honestly, same. Like, okay, I've never been interested in what celebrities are doing in their lives. And I don't know, is it because they're so mysterious? Like, celebrities are, like, you know, they don't give much away. Maybe that's why I just don't care. Like, I'm much more invested in, like, YouTubers or, like, Instagrammers I follow. Because, like, you know, they're more open. So it makes me actually give a shit. Which is probably a bit funny. Like, I feel like the mysteriousness of celebrities should make you want to know more, but for me, I'm just like, I really don't care. I love your music, I love what you produce, I will support that all day long, but when it comes to what you're doing after that, I'm just not bothered. Like, I much care about what Sarah on Instagram is up to. I'm on my last little sip of Prosecco, so I think it's time to wrap up today's video. We take the little last sip together. It was a big sip. I hope you guys didn't mind my arsiness today, but don't forget that I will have a link down below for WeVibe, so if you want to go and check them out, definitely do. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you all in my next video. Bye bye, friends.